How pretty is that? Forest green and cream. Okay, it's I think it's a £400 option, 11,299 for the standard bike. Okay, so this is the 1200. Right, 30-inch inside leg. Feet are definitely flat on the floor. Yeah, and when I've got my feet out in front of me, you know, I've got a bend in the knee, so I'm not stretching like crazy. I'm aware of the ground clearance. Oh, it's really smooth. So, single disc on the front. It's not powerful by any means. You know, it's a proper handful of brake to get this thing to slow down, really. So this is the 1200. Okay, now the only way you can tell the difference between this one and the 1000 is by looking at the engine. So the 1000 has got the black rocker covers, whereas this one, the 1200, has got the chrome rocker covers. Just an easy way to glance and have a look. Yeah, so richer back at blade. I didn't know this, but if you buy the Indian Scout 1000, that comes into the A2 license. So if you've got that, was it 45 horsepower, the 1000 comes into that category. Yes, that's good, isn't it? That is good. So you can have one of these with your A2 license. So they're low power, high torque. Yeah, the first thing I'd have to change on this is the exhaust. It's just too quiet, you know. Obviously, they got to come like that because they've got to meet all the regulations that motorcycles have to make these days. But like I said, the accessory list for these things is humongous, absolutely humongous. You know, there's panniers, there's sissy bars, there's screens, white wall tyres. You know, the list goes on. You know, so if you buy one of these, you can personalise it to yourself, which is what you want to do, isn't it? You know, the nice thing of owning these bikes is you can make them individual to yourself. And I've got to say, the quality, the build quality, and the detail is brilliant. It's just finished so well. Right, top gear. Let's see what the roll-on is like. Okay, so 40 mile an hour, 2,200 RPM, top gear roll-on. Throttle's pinned, 60. Just pulls nice and cleanly. There was no flat spot. Very nice. I am constantly aware though. Oh, slow down for the corner. I am only using one finger for the brakes. You know, it does pull it. You know, I am only using my middle finger for the brakes. And it does pull it up nicely to a stop. But if you really need to, like, slam on the anchors, oh, you kidding me? Oh, like, why do they do this? This road surface. Oh, how long is this going to go on for? Well, let's talk about the bike a bit more. There's not many more cons. You know, there's no driver aids, rider aids. You know, the bike is what it is. Okay, this is bloody ridiculous now, this road. Here we go. Here we go. Like I said, I'm going over my mates. I'm going to show him the bike, see what he thinks, and then we're going to go and find a coffee shop, have a cup of coffee, talk about motorbikes. But I reckon this is pretty perfect, you know, to go out on a day like this. If you follow my channel, you'll probably know this is my usual test ride route. Whoop, whoop. Oh, peg down. I've never been on a bike that makes you want to do the speed limit. This is a new experience for me. Okay, bear with me a few minutes. I'm just going to nip in, grab my mate, drag him out. So, Back with you in a second. What do you reckon? It's grown on me, mate. I was thinking maybe a little bit too feminine, but I actually quite like the colour now. It's grown on me. See, this is what this bike is about, isn't it? You get it out of the garage, you go over to your mate's house, drag him out on his bike, and then you go for a ride. And we're going to go for a nice coffee in a nice little coffee shop in the village of Honey Street. Okay, I'll put a link in the description to where it is. So if you're ever out this way, do you know what? For a feet forward riding position motorcycle, this thing handles brilliantly. I've just been doing quick speeds and no problem at all. No problem at all. Obviously, like I keep saying, you've got to be aware of the ground clearance, but you can certainly go out on this bike and enjoy it. Okay, so this is Honey Street Mill Cafe. Like I said, I'll put a link in the description for it. It's a nice place. Food's good, coffee's good, you know, what more do you want, really? Plenty of parking when it's not full. That's great. I reckon it's bloody good, mate. I really like it. What do you reckon?
Oh, I'd say it seems to go alright.
It does. Yeah. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Most people would ever.
Yeah. It handles surprisingly well as well. You know, there's no sort of wallowing, no nothing. Really good.
I think Harley should be worried.
I think Harley needs to be worried. Yeah. Right. Back with you in a minute then. Okay. So yeah, like it's Honey Street Mill Cafe. Nice little place. Honey Street is the village near the town of Devizes. Right by this canal. It's a pretty little place. Oh, just right on cue, look. Right on cue. I've got a barge going by. That looks nice and sedate, doesn't it? Nice and sedate, just like an Indian Scout. Okay, back with you in a minute. I've got to say, though, Indian, what is that? Looks like a pressed bit of tin. That's a little bit disappointing. The key, have a quality product like that looks so good. Why would you make a key that looks like that? That burger was delicious. Coffee was good. Company was good. And let me tell you, everybody coming and going out of that place stopped and looked at this bike. Even the people not interested in bikes. Right, so I better head on back to Blade. I'm on there, demonstrator. Gone for a spot of lunch. What a better way. There isn't a better way, is there? There ain't a better way to go and demo a bike than the way you'd use it for real. The gearbox is nice. You get that. It's when you're in neutral and you select first, there's a little bit of a clunk, but I can't think of a bike that doesn't do that. Through the gears is nice. The clutch isn't heavy. Really enjoyable, just doing legal speeds. And I've never ever said that before. Right, there's a nice little spot just up ahead, so we'll pull over and we go around the clocks. We have a little walk around the bike. Okay, here's a nice little spot. Nice view. Let's pull over here and have a look around the bike. How good does that look in the sunshine? That, ladies and gentlemen, is a beautiful looking bike. I wasn't sure about the colour, you know, for a guy, but it's grown on me. I really like it. Okay, as you can see, it's belt drive. Shocks are non-adjustable type. but they're fine, you know, there's no issues at all. Like I said, I don't get any wallow or anything, you know, going through corners. The forks seem to cope well. Like I said, this is the 1200, and you can tell that because of the chrome rocker covers. Really nice. Rear pegs, rear seat unit on this one. Like I said, this is the Blade Motorcycles demonstrator. Okay, to show you the clocks then, the ignition key goes in the inside here. Turn it on. Hear the fuel injection kicking up. Okay, so the clocks now. Can you see that? That's not very good, is it? Hopefully you can see that. But to go through the menu, and thankfully Richard back at Blade showed me this, because I wouldn't have found out. To go through the menu, you tap the high beam, well, what normally would be the high beam light, and that changes through the menu. What's that? How many miles the bike has done? 381 miles. It's got a clock at the bottom, and the RPM. Obviously, when the engine's running, you can see the RPM there. So 0 because the engine's not running, obviously. So all the information's there, and it does have a rev counter. 88 degrees C, obviously because it's water cooled. Neutral. ABS. Yeah, it's all there. It's all there. I like it. I like it. What do you guys think? Oh, the sprawling metropolis. That is my hometown. Also, I found out how to put the hazard lights on. If you push and hold down the indicator button, that turns the hazard lights on. Just give it a tap and it turns them off. Right then, while we head on back to Blade Motorcycles to take their gorgeous Indian Scout back, I'm going to try and sum it up. And I'm going to sum it up by saying I really like it. I mean, I really like it. The one thing that am I bothered about it? No, I'm not really bothered about it, but I would have liked it if it was twin disc. I think that extra stopping power, I mean, it's not a problem, you know, 2 or 3 fingers and it pulls to a good halt. You know, it's just I suppose I'm used to things with more power, but it's something you get used to, and I'm used to it now, to be honest, so I can't really criticise it. Yeah, so it's not a criticism, it's something you get used to, and you just got to be aware that the brakes aren't massively powerful. But as a bike to cruise around on, enjoy days like this, go out with your mates, just down to the local, like I did today for lunch, you know, local coffee shop, grab a burger. It's great. It's not too serious, and ladies and gentlemen, it gets a lot of looks. I mean, a serious amount of looks. I don't think I've ever had a bike where it's been parked up somewhere and so many people have stopped and looked at it. Now, I don't know whether it's because it's shiny, but people are loving it. Okay. Yeah, there we go. Let me know what you think. I think it's a beautiful looking bike. I mean, the accessories and everything that you can get for it. You know, wire wheels, you can get white wall tyres. The wire wheels, I think, wire wheels and white wall tyres on the standard bike will, well, I think that'll look absolutely amazing. Obviously, you can get panniers, sissy bars, different bars to bring them closer to you if you're a little bit shorter in the arm. You can get screens, you know, everything. If you go to the Indian website or check out Indian on Facebook, and you know, you'll see all the bits and bobs that you can get for these things. Absolutely, ladies and gentlemen, I really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed it. Okay, there we go. Thanks for watching. Comments below, please. Thank you very much. Indian Motorcycles. Until next time.